Hi, this is a response to a Brian Murphy short. I really like his content. I just watched one on the subject of education. There wasn't a way to comment. Comments were turned off, which is fine. But I had something I really wanted to say, so I'm trying to respond to the video. He was on the subject of education, and he feels that a lot of what is being studied isn't necessary or isn't helpful, um, and to the kids and to their futures, and how much do we use as adults. And he also doesn't feel like there's enough control that parents have in curriculum. And then there was one other really important vein, that he feels that this is a people at the top attempting to control us. Um, I want to push back on this stuff. Um, when it comes to curriculum, so first off, I'm not an educator. I'm not in education at all. I just think it's important. When it comes to curriculum, I personally am really um, I'm really in favor of a very well-rounded education. Um, and for those who think that that's not important, um, the founding fathers didn't start this country and say the work is done. Live your lives. They said we started the work. You need to keep it going. And their education was extremely well-rounded. It had a lot of math. It had a lot in the humanities. It had a lot in philosophy. It had a lot in history. It had a lot. These are these are things in order to be able to do our job as citizens, which is what Brian wants us to make the country better and make it the way we think it needs to be. These are tools that our kids will need to do to pick up that work. Um, so this tying in with parent control, I do think that parents should have definitely have a say in curriculum. However, I want the curriculum designed by experts, and us screening those experts, I think, is important. And then on that last part, um, look, when it comes to who's controlling education, um, it really who's selecting those experts, I think, is the really important part there, and I think we can agree on that. Anyway, Brian, I love your work. Everyone, take care.